Hey! Before we start, I want to provide some context first. After the 55th Kamen Rider anniversary on April 3rd of 2026, it started off with some goodies at the time.
Finger licking good special. That's what I'm.
We got our anniversary movies with Agito, Kabuto, Deno, and Ghost, with other projects like animation and video games. And one of the promotional videos that has been released at the time was Kamen Rider My-th, as it happened 2 days ago. Now, we got some info on who is the producers are, which is Takahiro Okawa, Keisuke Shibataka, Naomi Takabe, and Yusuke Minato. Some of those three had been worked on with Godchard, but they are producers, not showrunners, which is a big difference. Now, by all means, the series itself won't come out until September of 2026, and Mike's possible cameo would appear on July 24th of Zets' movie, which is around 17 to 16 days away after I finished with the video. Now, my positive thoughts about Myth? Well, kind of weird that they decided to go with the chest belt again, but it was compensated with other riders such as Rid and Mao for the usual belt on the waist. It's fine if they want to try the chest belt again, but they could have also covered more on the waist area for Myth, like some sort of pseudo belt that can hold their right egg item. And from the suit, I also thought that Myth looked very vaguely similar to Nox's Midnight Shadow form. Maybe in the movie, the protagonist, Baku, might Mex would possibly mention the point, or maybe not. But one thing that I noticed from Mao's belt is that it looks very close to Force's belt, the four switches and the lever. And I think it's really cool to mention the reference itself, not gonna lie. Even the suits itself in comparison, like Rid's and Mao's design has this triangular and sharp, showing us its aggressive look, but contrasting to Myth has curved lines, which kind of gives off a friendlier look. Now, after that, there are some questions. How would the series itself show us these story building and characters? Like, who is Mao and Rid? Who is Myth? How would they handle the writer forms and characters? And who might the writers be? For me, it's important that the story itself needs to be fleshed out and balanced so we can understand the world they live in and have us learn about the other characters as they get enough time to develop with our questions answered about their characteristics and story and motives. If not, it becomes incoherent and stagnant with questions unanswered. And one of these other questions I have is the forms. The problem with Kamen Rider forms is that either their form would either be an as pool or unearned. The writer's form itself needs to be rather more strategic that raises stakes rather than just gets a new form because new strong enemy has powerful item alone and the protagonist gets defeated for the first time. It should be more as what forms I could use to get an advantage, and new forms that should define the characters by growth, resolution, and beliefs. And, you know, not dispose of other forms itself that gets forgotten later on. Like Shining Hopper, for example. And the last one is the writers. If the rumors are true, which is kind of likely or unlikely, Toshihisa Arakawa might be the writer for Kamen Rider My-th, who had previously worked on Kuga and contributed Kamen Rider Double and other Sentai series. And I'll place this image right here. Now, for a known writer, specifically the showrunner, would impact the show in either ways, depending on who it could be. It could have a good idea but bad execution to decent to good ideas and solid execution. Now, once the show itself is released, I'm not gonna make some stupid prediction like why Kamen Rider might fails in every way. I'm not Joseph Jost or Doctor Strange looking through the multiverse to find its future. Because even if the execution is good enough, I will be called myself a dumbass. But even if I was right, I would be a grifting critic. I would still lose either way. So, in the end, I will have to wait for Kamen Rider My-th's cameo and the show itself to give in my perspective view and send myself to the Gaia memory of facts and analytics to see what I can find. Until then, I'm the unmotivated, signing out.